Cooney's on pole from Dennis Onshu, who we saw have that heartbreak in race 1. That is Dennis Onshu on the 53. He had a technical failure in race 1, still hasn't scored points through this season, and he's going to start from the middle of that front row of the grid. That's Jeremy Alcoba.
Alcoba looks keen.
he looks keen, he looks ready, and he looks like he wants to make sure he's able to finish on that podium once again. The red lights come on. It's Cooney on pole position. Clean start from all of the front row, and it looks like from the second row of the grid, it looks like it's one of the Australia Galicia bikes has had a really good start. That'll be Yamanaka. But down on the run into turn 1, it's once again the 53 of Dennis Onshu that gets to the front from Alcoba, and you can see the race 1 victor Yuki Cooney just trying to run around the outside of Alcoba as well as the field comes through turn 1. A few riders having just to run wide on the curbs through there. Cooney's trying to run around the outside of Alcoba on the number 33 machine, but has he ran in a bit too fast through that corner? Alcoba's going to try and answer back down in towards turn 3. Alcoba's hold on to second position.
Yeah, that was pretty brave from Cooney there around the outside of Alcoba. Probably not too brave because he is a veteran runner, not too much risk doing that, but certainly into turn 1 all the way around the outside of so many riders. That could have been a bit risky for the Japanese rider, but he's already making a move there to obviously try and chase down Onshu. So at the moment it's as we were in race 1 with Cooney, I'm sure now eager to try and clear Alcoba as quickly as possible, but the Spaniard's certainly not making it easy for him.
Yeah, Alcoba with the inside line down in towards turn 8, and Alcoba's able to hold on to that second position. So while Cooney's able to make the moves, he's not able to hold on to the position, and Cooney's still down in third position at these early stages of the race. Number 33, of course, race victor from race 1 this morning, and it just putting that pressure onto Alcoba. Runs in a little bit too hot there for Yuki Cooney. So Yamanaka have a look over his shoulder as he came through the stadium section there. He wanted to make sure he knew who was behind him, and now you can see for Yamanaka, he knows it's a straight up fight between himself and Cooney. Is he going to be close enough to try and attack down in towards turn 1? He looks like he's got that slipstream, but he actually bails out of that. He doesn't try and make the move into turn 1. Where is he going to set up his move? You can see here with the 52 of Jeremy Alcoba, he's been able to set up his move down in towards turn 1. Once again, we saw in race 1 he was able to come good at the end of the race, use his experience to get to the front of the field. Halgado down the inside of Artigas, and Halgado up into 4th position once again. He's trying to claim his first podium in the CEV Moto3 Championship, and at the front of the field, the number 6 of Yamanaka is trying to claim his first race victory in this class. As it stands right now, Jeremy Alcoba, has he timed it to perfection? Just seeing again for Stefano Nappa still needing to take that long lap penalty, but for all these riders now in this scrap, you can see the 81 of Aleix View getting down the inside. He knows he needs to try and make these moves pretty quickly. View with lots of experience this year in the Moto3 World Championship, he needs to make sure he's able to use that to maximum effect on this final lap of the race. Yuki Cooney out in front though on the 33, and for Yuki Cooney, he's trying to make sure that he's able to use the experience of being the only multiple race winner in this leading group. Yamanaka's chasing that first race victory in the CEV Moto3 class. He's going to have to make his move on the last corner. We're on the last lap now, coming in towards the last section, down in towards the uphill section that leads into the long left-hander at turn 13. You can see how hard Yuki Cooney's pushing, but he's got Yamanaka right there behind him, the two Japanese riders, first and second. Who's going to come out of this one on top? It looks like Yamanaka's trying to get down the inside, and he does make the move stick. Yuki Cooney has to cede that, and it looks like Yamanaka's going to be able to come across the line here. The Australia Galicia rider able to claim his first CEV Moto3 Championship victory, and Yamanaka times that to perfection. Behind them though, it's his teammate Halgado that's able to finish on the podium in 3rd spot, just in front of Xavier Artigas, the 2 European Talent Cup riders, having made this step up. And in the opening race weekend of his CEV Moto3 career, Danny Halgado with a 4th and a 3rd, but his teammate Yamanaka able to claim that race victory.
Talk us through this onboard with Alvaro Bautista.
Well, you come out of the first corner, you're in 2nd gear, you come all the way back down to 1st for turn 2, and you can see on the entry, just the track drops away a little bit from you. It does the same through turn 3 as well. Now you're all about building up your speed. This is where Loris Baz had his crash so fast through turn 4. You come up towards turn 5, the Cedo Ponds corner. This is back down in towards 3rd gear. Keep an eye on that inside curve, the right-hand curve. You're going to see that he's going to square off the corner, run over that curve, and then hit towards the exit. This is where Sandro Cortesi said it doesn't feel like a straight. It's not a straight. You can see here with Bautista how much he's having to move around on that bike to get down in towards the Danny Pedrosa corner. Runs in a little bit hot, tries to get it stopped, manages to get it squared off for a late apex. The bike will try and wheelie on the run in towards 7. You're trying to control that, get off the gas and into the left-hander. And now you're into the fast turn 8. This is where we've seen lots of big crashes in the past because it's so easy to have a big slide through here. You're trying to run as close to that inside curve as possible. Down in towards 9 and 10. the track falls away slightly and then it flattens out just at the apex as well, so you try and carry all that speed. Bautista aggressive across the curbs on the exit as well, and now you're trying to control that wheelie down in towards turn 11. This is fast through this section, and it builds to be even faster through the penultimate corner down in towards turn 12. Look at that commitment from the riders through this section, and now you get to that bridge, hit your braking mark and try and get that bike stopped down in towards the last corner, the Jorge Lorenzo corner. You can see there with Bautista just squares it off at the exit as well, and he's going to try and drive for the line. He was on course for a fastest time. Let's see if he's able to take the fastest time from Michael van der Mark.
He does indeed.
That's Cody Webb, the reigning world champion on the number 1 KTM. Just beside him is Tadej Blasuziak. Blasuziak, of course, a 6-time world champion in the Super Enduro class. And Blasuziak with plenty of experience of how to win in this class. And he wants to make sure he can pick up the overall victory. He's picked up an overall victory in Poland. Can he pick up an overall victory here in Hungary? Colton Haker, Cody Webb and Tadej Blasuziak only split by 3 points heading into final 3 as they search for the overall victory here in round 4. 5-second board, we wait for the gate to drop in final 3. The gate drops and it looks like Blasuziak's made the best start. Colton Haker though on that number 10 through into second spot, the championship leader just behind Tadej Blasuziak. Blasuziak knows he's got a chance of claiming the overall victory. Cody Webb down into third spot behind Colton Haker. Haker making a great start once again from that outside lane down in towards turn 1, but it's Blasuziak out in front here on the 111 KTM, just in front of Colton Haker and Cody Webb, and this is the scrap we want to see. There's only 3 points separating the top 3 in the standings coming into this final race here in Hungary. 3 points separating for the overall victory. It's a winner takes all. Whoever wins this race will be able to claim the overall victory. Blasuziak's out in front at the moment. Haker on the red plate at number 10 is the championship leader. Cody Webb on the 1 plate is the reigning world champion. And all 3 of these riders know that it's all about being able to get through the traffic cleanly in the course of this moto. Blasuziak through the fire pit and the rock pit. Cody Webb though looks like he's the fastest rider in this trio, and he's been able to close right up on Colton Haker. We saw Haker through the matrix really strong in final 2. There's only 1.5 seconds separating the top 3 as they come through here. And now down towards the log turn, lap traffic getting out of the way. That looks like it's Kevin Gallas. Different lane choices through the rock section, and Colton Haker with a big run through the end of the rock section. Not quite close enough to try and make a move there on Tadej Blasuziak. All the riders taking that outside line through the sand. The sand running up nicely to allow them to take different lanes through that section. You can also have a couple of different lines through the matrix. That's exactly what we're seeing there. The gap was 1.5 seconds between Blasuziak and Cody Webb. It's now down to 1.1 seconds between the top 3. Blasuziak's under pressure out in front from Colton Haker on that number 10 machine. Look at how aggressive the riders are through that long turn into the rock section. Now you have the chance to come through the sand section. No one electing to take that tighter line over the log. They're all taking the wide berm. Nice and smooth into the matrix section. Will any of these riders make a mistake? That's what it's going to come down to. If you make a mistake, the other riders are going to pounce on it. You can go first to third if you're Tadej Blasuziak in an instant. You can see there once again, last time around, Cody Webb lost a couple of tenths of a second, but there's nothing to choose between these leading 3 riders. It looked like Webb and Haker came close to one another on the run down into that corner, and it looks like Haker lost a bit of ground through that section. You can see out in front of Tadej Blasuziak able to get through on that lap traffic. Lap traffic now just getting slightly in the way, forcing Colton Haker to take a different lane through that. Cody Webb has recovered on this lap, and Webb now right there with Colton Haker. Tadej Blasuziak on the 111 KTM out in front, the red plate of the championship leader. Colton Haker's second spot, and last time around Cody Webb lost 1.5 seconds to the race leader. He's down in third spot, but just behind Colton Haker. And Blasuziak with plenty of traffic in front of him. But are they going to get out of the way for the multiple world champion? They do. The 6-time world champion has managed to get through. And Blasuziak just wants to be able to keep the pressure on Cody Webb.
Coming through the matrix section, Webb has finished his lap. Let's see what the gap is as Lasuziak comes across the end of the matrix section. Looks like Webb's extended it once again, 6.5 seconds. Webb is extending that lead, and there's still 2 bikes between Webb and Tadej Lasuziak. Colton Haker, 3rd position, and still just trying to close up on Tadej Lasuziak. There's the number 10, and he is closing. He's taking a different line through the rock section compared to Lasuziak. Is that working for him to keep that gap coming down over the log from Lasuziak through the lap traffic for Colton Haker? He takes that outside line through the sand, and you can see how close he is now. Colton Haker right with Tadej Lasuziak as they come towards the matrix and the finish line jump. We've got round about 2 laps remaining in this race. Lasuziak across the line, a minute plus another lap. And Colton Haker is right there. Haker doing a good job. And that looks like Blake Goodside just having a mistake there in front of Cody Webb through the rock section. But now you can see Colton Haker right there with Lasuziak taking different lines through the rock section. Lasuziak able to stretch out a tiny bit of a lead. But the different lines through the sand pit. Diego Vieira getting out of the way of Tadej Lasuziak. These riders just about to start their penultimate lap, and Colton Haker is coming. You can see Haker gaining ground. These 2 riders, of course, had a crash together in Madrid Final 2 across that finish line. We heard at the start of the show that Colton Haker said that they're almost like magnets, just always going beside each other out on track, always close racing. And you can see here with different line choices again through the rock section, through the lap traffic as well. It looks like it's Alex Crowd just about to come through to the end of the time, so there'll be 1 lap remaining next time the leader comes through. Tadej Lasuziak staying in front here at Colton Haker, but is he doing enough as he's about to start that final lap? Cody Webb has started his final lap. Lasuziak still in 2nd position. Different lines all the time here from Colton Haker and Tadej Lasuziak through these sections. Down in towards the left-hander, we're coming up towards the log turn now and into the all-important rock section. Colton Haker trying to just take that wider line through the log corner. Lasuziak, though, out of shape, taking that inside line. That's the first time he took that inside line. He took Colton Haker's line through the rock section. Over the log, though, for Lasuziak. Lost some momentum compared to Colton Haker. And you can see Cody Webb now just rolls across the line. Let's see what Tadej Lasuziak and Colton Haker do across the line. Webb takes the win. It looks like it's a 1-2 for the KTM squad. Tadej Lasuziak just about holds off Colton Haker. Haker, 3rd position. Good recovery following that super pole mishap. But Cody Webb claims back another 5 points on the championship leader, Colton Haker. That gap is now down to 5 points that came into tonight's race. 13 points adrift into round 4, and now suddenly there's only 5 points between them. Waiting for the lights to come on. When the lights go out, it'll be the start of race 2 in the Britannic Cup. Bit of a jump there from number 7 on the 3rd row of the grid. Looked like Ogden made a good start from the front row from pole position. Down in towards turn 1, though, it looks like Seabright's trying to get down the inside, but Ogden sweeps across him to keep that lead through turn 1. You can see as the riders now bring their way through the rest of the opening sectors of the lap. As I said, it looked like a jump maybe from Charlie Atkins on that number 7. He's down into 2nd spot now, down in towards Maggots and Beckett's. This is a section that really can get quite congested here for the riders. Can they get through it cleanly here in lap 1? Looks like the field has gotten through, Fran.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty good there, pretty good. Not too crazy at the start, but like you said, we'll have to wait and see if that was a jump start for number 7, Charlie Atkins. But almost a complete replay of yesterday off the start there. Looked like Seabright had nailed it that little bit better initially, but actually it's Ogden who gets the whole shot, so to speak.
Yeah, we've seen Ogden yesterday really carry a lot of corner speed through different sections, using it to good effect here on the opening lap of the race. It looks like Atkins trying to get down the inside into 2nd spot, but Seabright able to hold on to that. You can see as the field comes through Luffield and into Woodcut that the number 4 of Scott Ogden has been able to open up a bit of a lead, just seeing that there is a jump start penalty for the number 7. That's Charlie Atkins. Looked like he jumped from that 3rd row of the grid, and for Atkins, sorry, 5th on the grid, and for Atkins now trying to get down the inside into turn 1, but keep an eye on that number 7 machine because he's already been given that penalty for a jump start.
Yeah, hopefully he'll see that and come in fairly quickly. Also, a bit of a nightmare for those guys around him if he isn't aware and they are really racing close and he gets involved in a fight that he won't really be in once he's taken that ride through. Can be a bit awkward for those guys, but at the moment looks like it's still pretty close to the front, although Ogden obviously immediately pulling the pin there off the line. Yeah,
Ogden doing well just to open up a bit of a gap. Keep an eye out for the number 7, just in that 5th spot on the grid, makes that jump very early, so clear penalty there for race direction to hand out for Charlie Atkins. He's going to have to come into the pits to take that ride-through penalty. As you can see at the moment, though, he's still up there in 4th position. Hart's been able to get down the inside into Brooklands on him. So Brian Hart on that number 9 machine finished on the podium yesterday, and he's now making quicker progress today than he made yesterday. He really had to fight through the field yesterday, Frank.
Yeah, definitely. There were a few guys yesterday who immediately sort of leapt up through the order. Cameron Horseman would be one of them. But he's in this front group now, but not quite made quite the same progress as he did yesterday.